when I made this post, there was hundreds of comments of many women saying that they experienced the same thing.
Right.
So now I decided, you know what? Why don't we do a fair, but not only for makeup and hair care, a product? Because yes, Black women will love that. But I always say that we are more than a lipstick. We are more than that.
Bonjour, Carl.
Bonjour, bonjour, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, comment ça va?
Ça va bien, ça va bien.
All right. See, you got some French in you there, man. Yeah.
I'm a little. My kids and my wife, they speak French fluently, and unfortunately, I didn't pick it up, so I'm trying to relearn. And I have to, not only because of our guest, but my kids and my wife, and they don't want me to hear, they start speaking French. So I need to catch up. How about you?
I was actually telling Dorothy before this call that I had a privilege of spending a couple of years in Quebec and learning French and going to school there for my 7th and 8th grade, or secondaire and P2.
Wow.
So it was good at one time, but much later, over the many years later since then, I developed a Southern American drawl, a Caribbean drawl. It's some a hodgepodge of different accents and intonations and stuff like that. So now my speaking is my own. It's Shannonese, as my family says.
You're a man of mystery. I did not know you grew up in Quebec. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
and you're right. You do have this Southern drawl, but at the same time, I'm like, you're Caribbean. Like, where are you from? And then your last name. There's so much to unpack, man. But first things first. I want to know about this tie. This tie.
Oh, this tie.
A beautiful looking tie on a Friday. So those that are listening to us audio, I'm wearing a T-shirt in stripes, and my man Sean came with a beautiful tie. Yeah, he's straightening it right now. You want to break that down? Like, why is today a tie day?
Because so right now, I'm in the studio. In the studio. We're doing a podcast. We're getting a chance to meet Dorothy, and to engage with our audience. And then on other days, I'm in the office and I'm working and collaborating and running meetings and projects and work sessions. But over the past several years now, my studio, my office, and my basement are all one and the same. So I have comfy pants underneath the camera here. But
for your workout when you're done, because I know you go for your walks and your yoga. So do you still have your yoga set up already?
Oh yeah, the mat's right beside me too.
Okay,
I'm ready to go, man. Throw off the shirt. But yeah, so even though I'm from home, my home is my studio. My home is my office. So yeah, I thought, it helps me better be in the moment. And so I thought, throw on a tie today and get to the studio and get a chance to meet with Dorothy directly. So yeah.
Well, you're looking good, man. You're looking good on a Friday. Let's get started, man.
All right, let's do this. So brand new episode of As Is To Be. I'm your co-host, Sean.
And I'm your co-host, Carl Reed, but I go by Creed.
And you know how we put it down. We like to go transformation unplugged and better understand the journey, the path, the story that we go through, you go through, our audience goes through, and just learn from each other and grow from there. We're super excited to have a very special guest today. I'd like to introduce you to Dorothy Rhau. Dorothy, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure.
Right on. Cool. And she's coming to us all the way from Quebec.
Exactly. From Montreal.
From Montreal specifically. Yeah. I love Montreal. We were saying before the video started, I had some good party days back. If you want to go have a good time, you want to go party, Montreal's the place to be. Amongst a variety of other things, but I was in my younger years. I had some great memories out there. But let me take some time and tell you all about Dorothy today. So born in Montreal and of Haitian origin, Dorothy became known as the very first Black female French stand-up comedian in Quebec and in Canada. In December 2016, she assembled a team and created Audace Féminin, or Feminine Boldness, which is a nonprofit organization which presents annually the Salon International de la Féminin Noire, or in English, the International Black Women's Expo. Awesome, that is super fantastic. She's a new social entrepreneur project. Since the first edition in 2018, the fair has continued with the vision of making Montreal the mecca for Black women around the world. Recently, she joined Danielle Henkel TV team as a columnist, where she works on articles focused on the power of diversity. Thanks to her former life as a human resource manager, Dorothy surrounds herself with an exceptional team to build this constantly evolving event, which aims to highlight Black women shining in the shadows, the real unsung heroes, as I like to say. And, you know, once one hears Dorothy speak, they understand better why the theme of the salon is "N'aie pas peur aussi," or "Don't be scared, dare." So awesome! Thank you again. I'm quite inspired by your journey, Dorothy, and thank you for your time today.
Again, it's a pleasure, and shout out to people from TO.
Well done, well done. Yeah, shout out to Montreal. Sorry for the last hockey game. You guys deserve to get all the way to the championship. We were rooting for you. Though we lost, after that, everyone shifted over to Montreal and said, listen, because we're all Canadians, let's support them. And so sorry you guys didn't make it there. But
dude, I can't believe you went there.
I know. We almost made it. We almost made it. But I give the blessings, Anyway, forget hockey. Yep. Let's talk about Dorothy. Now, I want to know what kind came first. Like, just give me some background. The social entrepreneur, the comedian extraordinaire, which came first? Or you tell me that journey. What was that like?
Well, what come first? It will be Dorothy. Only okay. Dorothy, and that's it. I think. Well, like you say in the beginning, I'm from Montreal. I mean, I was born in Montreal. And we were 6. Unfortunately, there's one of my brothers upstairs, and I think that I was always maybe among the 5 kids, the one of my siblings like to say that I'm living in a la la land, because they always say that I'm always dreaming, thinking differently, think outside of the box. So I'm the one who decided to become also an entrepreneur, to think differently, that, you know, after studies, you could do anything, or you should try everything. And my father, you know, when I decided to leave the HR field and to become a stand-up comedian and now an entrepreneur, my father always say that he preferred to see me behind a desk than on a scene. But I respond to my dad and I say, well, if you look at all your kids, tell me who's the most joyful, happy people. And he look at me and he say, you. And I say, thank you. Now you got my answer. And for me, I have the pleasure to do what I love to do, to make a living about that, to live to work with a passion, but also to work my passion, you know. So I was loving, working in HR department. I was in the pharmaceutical industry. I was traveling around the province of Quebec, be in charge of the internship, be in contact with people. I love people. But then I fall in love with comedy, and I realized that there was no Black woman in French doing comedy. So, I decided, I made a video in a basement, and then I sent it to the chairman of Just for Laugh back in the days. And like few weeks after, he put me in touch with the VP of Just for Laugh. And and with my HR background, I say, I realized that there's no Black woman in French doing stand-up comedy. So I could be this person. We need that. And he asked me to meet me, and I met him and with my video, and he took like a big 3 seconds to look at me, my video, and he said to me that, there's potential, but you need some training, you need some courses to know how to write a joke and how to perform and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if you're aware, there's l'École nationale de l'humour, which is a school to learn how to do to perform on stage doing stand-up comedy. So I said to him that, there's no places anymore. I cannot go into the school. So he called the school and asked them to allow me and start with them. And he asked me if I was willing to quit a comfortable job to become a stand-up comedian. And I said, yes, of course. And I did.
That fast. You, without a second, you said, okay, that's it.
Well, that's my problem. I'm a girl of passion. I'm a girl of passion. When I love, I love. When I eat, you're gonna hear me, enjoy my food. When I dance, I'm the craziest one on the party, on the dance floor. So that's how I am. And you can see that with my hair too.
Yeah, love it. All right. So then what happens next? So you are on this.
I'm at the school and, learn how to write jokes and, everything. And then after that, there was another class, which is how to perform on stage. And I was afraid to take this class because they asked us to do stand-up first. And I was really afraid. And I remember I was just coming from business work. It was a travel work. It was at Sherbrooke. And on my way to home, I decided to stop at the École nationale de l'humour. So I went there. And again, I say, well, I would like to take this class. And they say, well, there's no place anymore. And I say, oh, by the way, I'm the girl who the VP called last time. And they made an exception for me. And I remember I was at the class, to perform, but I was reading my text, but I was shaking and people were laughing. And I said, okay, there is something. Because, even though I was born here in Quebec, I have to be honest with you. I watched some stand-up comedy here in Quebec, in French, and I didn't laugh. And like there was a disconnection. And I say, okay, there's something wrong. Because I understand the patois Québécois, you could, coming from the farm, I'm capable to understand every word that you say, but how come I don't laugh? And I said, okay, so, maybe it's my cultural background, or maybe we laughed for different things. And I was surprised that people were laughing at my joke. And I said, okay, so there's something maybe universal. I don't know what it is, but everybody was laughing. And when I performed on stage, the first time it was on this April 6th, 2010. And it was, the first sentence, and then I got all the crowd. And I said, you know what, that was my baptime. Comment on dit ça? Baptême?
Baptism.
Okay. So
baptism by fire.
It was like a consecration. I mean, it was like the universe approved what I was doing, saying that, you know what, you have a place now here in Quebec. And, there's some subjects that no one's heard it. So you can do that. So I decided to jump. And 6 months after the first time I went on stage, I was invited to do the premiere of Boucard Diouf, which is a renowned stand-up comedian here in Quebec. Okay. And didn't stop. Then I was the the spokesperson for Black History Month, and then I was invited in Vancouver, in Senegal, and then in Haiti. And I'm also proud to let you know that maybe you didn't know that, but if you Google my name and looking for the Black Canadian Award,
Yes.
In 2014, but I was the best comedian, the best entertainer of the year for the Black Canadian Award. So
Oh, that's fantastic.
yeah, and I was the host of the event too. So I was it was a blessed moment in a way.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And where was it that you did tours? Just recap. I heard some Senegal and where?
Senegal and also in Haiti. I went to Vancouver, different place here in Quebec.
Okay.
But yeah, because my goal was to reach the francophonie across the world, France, Africa, here in Canada. And then what happened is, unfortunately, in 2016, my mother had the brain tumor. So she died of brain tumors. And 2 weeks after that, I was invited to a TV show here in Quebec to talk about the funeral industry. And of course, I need some foundation for my face. And I went to a drugstore to get a foundation. And when I went, there was no foundation for Black people, Black women. And it was in 2016. And I was in shock because since I was young, for me, diversity, the lack of representation, it was something that bothered me. So for the first time, people who follow me, they know that on Facebook, I like to share some jokes. But for the first time, I share that, I'm sick and tired that we are in 2016. How come there's no cosmetic for a woman of color, for Black women? And especially it was in neighborhood where there's more than 80% of people who are Black. So I was in shock.
Wow.
And when I made this post, there was hundreds of comments of many women saying that they experienced the same thing. So now I decided, you know what? Why don't we do a fair, but not only for makeup and, hair care product, because yes, Black women will love that. But I always say that we are more than a lipstick. We are more than that. There's so many topics that we could discuss, but they don't involve us or they don't invite us. Especially we were in the Me Too movement, which was created by a Black woman. And again, if you were watching television, they were talking about that even in the entertainment industry, but never invited people of color to discuss about that. And I say, you know what? Let's create our own platform where we can have those discussions, where we're gonna involve ourselves here in Quebec. Saying that, we are not invisible like you wanted us to be. For us, it was to make sure that we are no more invisible. So that's why I created the Salon International de la Femme Noire, the International Black Women Expo, in 2 weeks after the death of my mom. And in 2018, we did that, and it was at a venue called Place Bonaventure. And it was the first time that, something beside entertainment, that there was a large group of Black people in Montreal. But what was beautiful is there was buses coming from Gatineau, Ottawa, Sherbrooke to assist at the event. And every year that we're doing the Salon International de la Femme Noire, the impact is so big. But for us, for me especially, I'm so grateful when I see women telling me how it impact them. You know, we really create a movement of Black women saying that don't be shy to say that you're a Black woman. Don't be shy wearing your hair. Don't be shy to be who you want to be or to have access. And that was before, you know, the George Floyd and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we were shaking institution here in Quebec. They didn't hear us, but we had the media. I use my voices as a stand-up comedian to use it for the voices of Black women. And that opened us to people here in Quebec. And I'm really happy to see that, you know, this year we receive a lot of grant from federal, from, you know, municipal and blah, blah, blah. And we move forward. We're working with Black Women Entrepreneur. Since 2018, we had a run table with Mary Ng, the minister, talking with Black women, the challenges that we faces. And we are proud to say that now, if you see Femme, which is one of the biggest networking of business women here in Quebec, and le Réseau des Femmes d'Affaires du Québec. Now, if they are open to diversity, it's because of us, Audace Féminin. So we're really proud of the work, and I'm proud to say that the organization, it's mainly Black women from all areas. There's the diversity of Black people. We have people speaking English, Spanish, Afro, Latino. We have Christian, Muslim, member of LGBTQ+, you know, everything around Audace Féminin. So, you know, I could talk for hours and hours, but that's what I'm most proud of it.
I can see that, and I see your passion, and I guess also the ability to impact so many people's lives, and, you know, regardless of geographic location or country or religious background, the commonality of being a woman, a Black woman, and you know, it becomes a collective and an individual source of strength. I can imagine, you know. So I found that extremely inspiring. That's really, really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. One of the things, and I'm hearing it as we're talking to each other too. I've always had a natural intrigue with comedy and stand-up comedy, and the ability to connect with the audience. And I was wondering if you could share from your experience, like speaking and being on stage, and how do you approach establishing rapport with the audience? What's that experience like?
Wow, that's a good question. You know, I think, you know, it's like in business, you have to adapt to your market. You know, I had the privilege to do stand-up in the biggest, I don't know how we say that in English, centre de pénitencier, jails here in Quebec.
Okay.
Where, you know, I was in front of people doing more than 20 years in jail, and it was with male. They were surprised because I remember one of the inmates, that's how we call them, inmate.
Yes. Yep.
He told me that, you know, they were saying between them that, you know, even if she's not good, she doesn't make us laugh, let's laugh to make her feel good. But they were surprised that they were laughing and laughing. And I received letters from the director of the jail of Donnacona, which is the biggest one here in Quebec, telling me that for a few days, he saw the inmates smiling, be more joyful. And some of them, they never saw them laughing. It was the first time. Wow. So I think it was a natural connection between the inmates and I. And I don't know, I think you have to adapt yourself. And, you know, with them, I didn't go there judging with who I was talking. I forgot about that. I mean, I was not in a place to judge anyone. I was not there to know what exactly that brought them to the jail. I didn't want to know that. I was there with people. That's it. That's all. Just making a show, and they were surprised because there was officer with guns and all the comment on appelle ça, des étages.
So that's not distracted at all. They're just walking and making sure that those jokes are hitting
You know
point.
what? I'm from the ghetto, so so maybe I was comfortable. You see.
Yes.
But it was natural, and at the end, some inmate came to me and said, "You know what? Can I kiss you on the cheek?" I said, "Why not?" And
Beautiful.
They were surprised because I was not afraid to be in contact with them. Because normally you're not supposed to be so close, but I was not afraid. And I say, and I found more respect people in jail than, when you're doing comedy in the bars. So, wow. Yeah. So again, why there was a connection, I cannot tell you. I think because maybe I was not judging them and talking to them like we were friends. But, when I went to Senegal, so I'm not African, but I'm Asian.
Yes.
And in Senegal, I remember I noticed that, even we are different culture. I don't know where you're coming from, Sean or Carl.
Jamaica.
Jamaica. And what about you, Sean?
Guyana and Ghana. My mom from Guyana.
Okay. You got the best of the world. But what I noticed is, even though we are different from different countries, but the nonverbal gesture are similar. If I chip, we say chippy in Creole. But
kiss your teeth, yeah.
Exactly. So that's the common sign of Black people across the world. You could come from Cuba, Venezuela, Brazil, Ghana, Jamaica. We all chip. Tell me why. And it's only Black people who can chip. Yes. When it's white people, it's like they calling us Creole. It's different. No, it's and with the attitude. It comes with the attitude. But I was surprised in Senegal that the gesture, they were stunned because we have the same gesture. And I went to the market, and because I'm a stranger, they wanted to sell me higher, and my Haitian gesture took place. And I was like, no, I'm commencé pas aller. You see, now I'm switching to Creole, but they were surprised and they recognize and they connect with my gesture, the way I put my body, and I say, you know what? When I'm gonna do my stand-up, I'm gonna emphasize this. I'm gonna put more, in my gesture. So I did that, and because Senegal, there's they live well between Muslim and Christian, but also, there's some subject which is taboo. And me, I like to play with taboo. I'm really comfortable with my sexuality.
Yes.
Sexual. And they were surprised in Senegal to see a woman so comfortable talking about that. Yes. And people were laughing, and they were afraid that could shock them. But I always say that's me.
Yeah.
I always say that if I cannot say things in front of my parents, I will not say on stage. That's my rule. That's my own rule. I'm able to talk about sex. When my mother she come to all my shows, and she loved when I'm talking about that. But I'm not the vulgar person. No. I like to be classy, the way I was raised with, like every Black. I used to go to church, but there's
Yes,
still
yes,
good foundation. So
yes,
I'm afraid of the guy upstairs.
yes.
I'm careful with my words. And
Well,
and
it's
same thing for IT. I remember one of my aunts. She told me because I was playing, and it was more with the upper class in IT, and my aunt told me, um, you're gonna be in front of rich people in IT, so be careful to what you say because they're gonna judge you. I said,
right.
okay, my tante, okay, okay. When I went on the stage, man, it was a blast. And you saw, all those rich people and on the air laughing. And my aunt told me that, because they're not good people. And she always finds something, but I think you have to be authentic. Just
Yes.
be yourself, and people will connect with you naturally. If it's not, I cannot force that. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way I can see how you approach someone.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I even just in our conversation now, I can see a combination of your gestures, your energy and spirit too. It just has us pulled right in, and following along in your stories. So yeah, I can definitely appreciate and understand.
But
where
have you
you're
been
coming
to
from.
Jamaica, Sean?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have.
And you're gonna
To go
recognize
there.
yourself in Jamaica.
In what capacity? Tell me more.
Well, for me, I never went to Jamaica or to other countries in Africa, but when I see, for example, the market or the houses, for me, it's like in Haiti. It's
Mhm.
the same behaviors that I can recognize, and at a certain expense, there are some you know some similarities that we can find. And what is funny is I remember, on Twitter, there's always different trend, and it was like a Black family in the state for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And they were showing some picture. I was so surprised. Oh my God, we do that to Asian people.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, for example, all Black people have Vaseline at home,
Mhm.
petroleum.
Yes.
We put it on yourself. And white people don't understand. Okay, it's too deeper for you. You cannot understand. But you could come from Jamaica, Ghana. We do all the same thing. And for me, it's so funny, but also that we are from a same root. Even to the
Yes.
music, I can hear drums, like my mom say, they could drop something on the floor. I will be moving because it's
Yes.
in my blood. It's like to
Well,
assist a show and be sitting quiet. No.
yeah.
But if I go to Jamaica, went to a concert, I'm having a blast. Same thing for Ghana, it's same thing. I'm wearing a scarf made in Africa. So it's from Senegal. So
Oh, that's
anyway.
beautiful. No, because like you can see that your impact is long lasting, right? Like the fact that you can go to a penitentiary and days after they're feeling the effect of your connection and that relationship that you're seeing across the world, of those similarities, right? For me, you said Vaseline. For us, it's coconut oil, but it's still the oil. Like if there's something in the household, and all ankles and elbows need to be make sure that they're
exactly.
Yep.
Right.
And I have my cream next to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
So those techniques that you're using now as a social entrepreneur, like how did you transform or transition, or is it the same? Are you using those same tactics and techniques to now broaden that social entrepreneur and these events that you're holding? Like, I want to know more about, like, how did you, I know you already had the voice, but how do you now use those things to start building those great events, those yearly events, things like that?
Well, like I said, for me, representation matters. So also among us Black people, representation matter. So what we're doing, I'm always making sure that there's subject topics in French, and also in English. I always make sure that if we have a panels, the woman on the stage, if they are, for example, all Asian background, it's a no for me. We have to find people from
Variety.
Africa, from Afro-Latina, diversity. I want to make sure diversity is there. I go further than that. I'm go deeper to that. With Black women, there's, the class of women who have nappy hair, natural hair. There's a profile with them. They are more intellectual, they know everything about the négritude, la philosophie, and blah, blah, blah. And you also have those women or Black women feel comfortable Black, but with fake hair. And I'm okay with that. But I want to make sure the representation is there, because if it's all natural women, the woman who wear fake hair, having a wig, will not feel comfortable or will not see herself, because there's also this comment ça s'appelle? Sometimes like a division between fake hair woman and natural woman. Like, no, I'm not in that. We all have common problem. Let's go work together. That's my goal. It's always how to bring people together. And also, I'm trying to do that more with men, to involve men, like I like to say that if we want to see changes for women, men have to be involved. Same thing with the conflict between Jewish and Muslim. Well, they have to work at the end together, white and Black, hetero and LGBTQ people. And same thing for us Black people. I mean, yes, for the Black women, but we need you guys. We need you men, Sean and Carl. So for the next exposition of Black women, le Salon International de la Femme Noire, it's easier for me to say in French.
Yes.
I want you guys there, because it's really important. We need to see you behind us. Attention.
Sure.
Beside us, we are together, that you support Black women. And it's really important for us Black women to show, to feel your support, because sometimes we are in the front line alone. Yes. But if we have our men with us, beside us, we feel stronger and stronger. So yes, I trying to bring that also in everything that I do. And I'm gonna go, like, if we all have Black people, I want to make sure that we all have the shades of Black people, light skin, darker skin. I'm watching that.
We bring Jojo along too.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Jojo? Who's Jojo?
Jojo is my little brother that you had, Jonathan Rhau.
Oh.
In the Asian culture, we'll all have nicknames. So we have Jojo, which is Jonathan. My brother Gregory is Gogo. My sister Rolande, she's Tililith. My other sister Jessica, it's Dudun. And me, well, I have few names. They call me Doy, Dot, Dotty, Dorot. I answer to all those nicknames.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I think the best is Jojo. You tell Jojo we said hi. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say hi to him right after this call. And I'm going to say, hey, Jojo.
Yeah, Jojo is my little brother, but also my best friend. Anything you need from Jojo is, he know how to. He's really manual. He do everything. You have an electricity problem, plumber, go to the roof. He do everything. He cook well. He's a good person, like me.
Yes.
So, I'm wondering, so going forward, like, how could people follow you, attend one of your upcoming shows, and most importantly, the thing I'm most intrigued about is the upcoming International Black Women's Expo?
Yeah, well, people can follow me on LinkedIn, Dorothy Rhau. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm more active. Well, to be honest with you, right now I'm working so many projects. I'm not really into social network. But the good news is there will be a team. I'm creating a team right now, so I'm really happy they're going to start on September 7th. So now you're going to see me more on the social network. And we have a website, audaceféminin.com. I will send you all the information. The event will be next year. So again, for sure, we're going to keep in touch.
Can we come? Like, I thought there was an invite there.
Yeah, of course. So it's not can you must come. Okay. You must come, and you're going to do your podcast directly live from the Salon International de la Femme Noire. And I want you to hear it in French. Repeat after me, Carl.
I'll catch
Salon
up.
International de la Femme Noire.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's sort something out. Yeah.
Like you just cut Carl. Like you just saved him.
I was just about to say it, but he cut me off. So I'll practice. Exactly, I'll be practicing though.
Yeah, but yes. So yeah, social network and we'll keep in touch for sure.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, and there you have it, folks. Man, this has been a fantastic conversation. I've enjoyed learning about you, Dorothy, laughing with you, understanding your story and being able to even relate it to our lives, and, even kiss teeth, I can totally relate.
For those people that are listening audio, you can't see, but I'm constantly taking my glasses off and wiping my eyes because tears are coming down. It's been a blast. Hilarious, Dorothy.
We're gonna have to bust out some Vaseline or something.
Yeah, I know, you can see it, right? Oh, that's
funny. So yeah, man. So yeah, this. Go ahead.
Well, it was a pleasure. Sincerely. My brother is a geek, everything with the net technology. So I was a little bit afraid. I said, my God, they're going to ask me some question about technology, internet, and never I thought that we will be, having just a great conversation between us and franchement, you have to go. Franchement, I had a great pleasure. Truly, it was not like an interview for me. It was like, we just met and let's talk. Yeah. Faisons connaissance. And I'm really appreciate that. Franchement, merci infiniment, Sean and Carl. And I always say that, when you have a guest who feel comfortable, who forget that she's doing an interview, it's because you're doing a great job. I feel comfortable with you guys.
Thank you so much.
That, yeah.
Namaste.
Yeah. Big up my yoga, man. And so this has been cool. Thank you again. Carl, as always, brother, man. It's been a peach.
It's been a peach, man. Are you getting ready to do yoga now? You ready?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna bust off my tie and my shirt. I got my mat all ready to go. Work on my downward dog.
Good.
But to our fans out there in our audience, as always, stay cool. And remember, you can live your life as is, or you can choose to chase a dream of where you want your future to be. Peace.